Hello and welcome to Rooksandhooks chess channel. Today we're looking at the review of game 17 on day 17, should I say. Day 17. Let's have a look at the review then. So it was a King's Gambit, everybody. Let me just check that it's recording. Yeah, it's the 15th of October 2022, quarter past 6 on the evening. How's your day been? Hope it's well. How's the chess going? Please get involved on the channel. I've had some new subscribers. It's nice to see the views creeping up, and also the comments and advice that I've been able to give to some new people who said they've got back into chess because of the video. So that's always a pleasure to hear. So without further ado, it was and ahhing whether I should play the Italian, and I decided to go King's Gambit because, you know, let's have some fun along the way. I mean, I'll play the London system, D4, or I'll study the Italian. You know, try something different, have some fun, guys. That's what it's all about. So with that in mind, they've taken. We played knight f3 to stop queen h4, the usual. They played h6 to stop the knight going to here, and obviously the queen or the bishop, sorry, and the queen developing and putting pressure on f7, etc, etc. So we played bishop c4, and they want to bring out the bishop because they played d6. Let me just mark up the diagonal. See that? And we've got eyes on here. So we played d4. Could have played h4 here or d4. Either. We played d4. And they're playing g5 now, are they? No, they played bishop e7. Queen e7 is an alternative. g5, so it's kind of the classical line. If they play g5 now, does it save h4? Yeah. Then if they do this, we go knight to g1. Right, okay. Not quite the classical line, but we don't have h6. And then obviously if they play here, we can obviously come here, but we can't because the h6 pawn has been played. And then I've just had a look at this ahhing gambit line. Yeah, so they play h6 after we play knight g5. We take on the pawn on f7, and the king takes like so. Let me just go back. So we go here, they play g5, we play h4, they go here, and they can play here. Something like this anyway. Something like that. There's a different line that I played the other day, but anyway, let me just go back to the actual what was played. So we played d4, and I played bishop e7, and developing knight c3. Could have had bishop takes f4 here. Shock horror, later on in the game when I was in a winning position, they missed a move and they could have gone straight to minus 5.4 or similar to that figure and basically win the game. So I think I was getting ahead of myself in the position, thinking it was all rosy safe, but it wasn't. So knight c3 has been played, and they've checked bishop h4. What else have we got instead of? We got bishop takes f4, but I was just simply developing. So we played knight c3, bishop h4 check. Now I could have played g3 here. I did think about this. So g3, f3 takes. Then they got check. King f1. They played. I was worried about. What was you worried about, Ian? I mean, I could play queen f6, or before that they play knight f6 to come to knight g4, and then follow it with queen f6 type thing. Who knows? But at the time, that's what I was feeling, so that's why I played king f1 straight away, and keep the king safe. I just didn't want to get barrage of, you know, the bishop coming up and having this here. So knight f6 was played, and straight away I missed the knight could take the pawn, the bishop straight away here, right? So we played h3 because I felt this was coming next, and they still missed it. Then we saw that we could take the bishop, so it's like have a piece for free, thank you very much. And the knight could have taken e4 here. Oh right, okay, we take, queen takes h4, queen f3, bishop d6, we take, they take. Okay, do we take? No, we don't take here. What have we got next? Bishop d2, needing to get this rook here perhaps. So that's how it could have gone. So I was really comfortable. Like I said, it's easier to commentate when you're winning rather than when you're losing, because you're so focused on trying to get back in the game. So that's something I've got to master. That's fine. So the knight's come to h7. Oh, to try and play a discovered attack on the knight here. So we saw that, just hop back to f3. Thanks very much. Don't know why they got scared of this square. So they've done a little... That is a basic computer move though, isn't it? They always say that the king goes to h1 or h8, simple computer move. Excuse me, sorry. So the king's gone to h8. We snapped off that pawn, thank you very much, and we are plus 4.1. Looking at the position, I think I said, without relying too much on the engines, you know, because I know a lot of grandmasters would say we don't use engines, Ian, which is fine. But, you know, for someone like myself, it's always nice to have that to look at as well. So, I think I said to myself here on the live recording, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, look at all these pieces developed. They were inactive here. This one's not really doing a lot. The rook's 1, 2, 3 moves away of trying to get any activity in the game. So fantastic position for white there. Yeah, so they played f5, a bit unusual. Was expecting like a knight c6 or develop the bishop, but okay, f5. We pushed up, we didn't want to take, simply because if they take, then it was rook takes f5. Remember when I said I didn't want all this open? You know, the bishop's getting ready, the queen can come, the knight can come, the rook can come. It's all open, can be open up like a tin can. So that's why we didn't take f5. We pushed e4 and concentrated on the lines here. Sorry, concentrated on the lines here. So we played e5, they played b6. We saw that coming. So that was simple, no pressure. Okay, so we played queen e1. I was pretty sure that it was just to get the queen out the way of the diagonal of that light square bishop if they was going there to b7, and then if they did take, then we was out of the way and we just simply take with the pawn. I think it was just preparing, but also to have an extra attacker on, defender on e5 with the bishop, the knight and the queen and the pawn if they decide to take. So that's why that was played. Offered the exchange of the bishops, because if the bishop takes, we've got the knight in a good square. And then is this the game where I'm still going to do like a sneaky sniper checkmate? I think it is. That was coming up, isn't it? So yeah, they played c6. We came back. We had no alternative, because if obviously the pawn takes, we're not going to throw away the bishop. Could have come straight back straight away, to be fair, but just cat and mouse really. And rather than stay on this diagonal, I decided to come here and not get potentially trapped with the bishop. There's more flexibility for the bishop on d3 rather than coming back to b3, even though it's homing down on this diagonal and the king's limited at the moment. But you know, I could just see if we come, okay, let's come back here, we go here, we take, they take, do you know what I mean? And then what's happening now, I've got to play a3, is it? They come here, you know, and then it's one, you know, the bishop's really not doing anything there. So that is why I came to d3. Oh, whoops the daisy, not on the mic again. So knight d7, they pushed with is an alternative, knight a6. Okay, knight a6 simply because they want to come down here. Knight d7. Why knight d7? Okay, knight d7. E takes d6. That comes in here. Oh, it's just to get developed simply and just keep an eye on these squares, really, isn't it? So that's not a problem. Right, let's just go back. So they played, we played bishop d3. They played c5, and then we brought the bishop back again. Our right to defend and not have the pawn. So this was open, so we had the bishop to take, and of course attacking the rook as well. Yeah, so that we came back to d2, supporting the b5 pawn with a6. Break. I said at the time we're going to break up this pawn structure, so d takes c, d takes c, and then rook d1 suggested there as well. Logical move. What else can you see? h4. Oh, I get it. So if h4's there, so if they decide we take, they take, we can just start having an attack up here with the rook and the queen. So that's there. So d takes c, rook d1, either queen e8 or queen c8, queen c7. So the count, it was suggested queen c7 or queen e8, but then I know if they came here we can't do that because they'll just simply take. So there's nothing there for white if the queen was totally acceptable on queen to c7 there. So they went e8, another strong move, respectful move should I say, b3, because that's when I said we're going to put my plan into action. This was going to come here undercover, queen f3, attacking, and the knight, what's getting on the action, probably a good outpost here and here, eyeing down this pawn 2 moves away, and then just simply wanting maybe the light square bishop. We came back, they anticipated it, yet not yet. I was saying let them take the knight, I'm just going to carry on developing this plan, that's fine. That knight takes e5 here. Also, they could have won a pawn back, but I said in my mind it was fine. Let them take the pawn. I'm just concentrating on my plan. Sacrifice a pawn to gain development. You know, tempo. So they had f4 here, did they? Okay, they had knight g5. So what's knight g5 say? Knight takes g5, h takes g5, knight to b1, rook c8, bishop takes d4, c takes d4, bishop d, knight d2 or bishop d3, I'd say. More proactive. I mean, okay, let's say the knight's coming to d2. Knight to d2. Why is it saying knight to d2? Knight to d2. Hang on. Knight to d2. Rook takes c2. and then knight f3. Okay, so we're winning a pawn here. Bishop takes, queen d8, king g1. Okay, it's going a bit too deep full. So that was after, instead of f4, knight g5 line. So f4, didn't want the knight there, so we snapped that off straight away. That was fine. Rook takes, so we can grab a pawn here, and queen takes pawn. That had knight g5 here again, or f3. Now, was this the move? It wasn't quite here. So the queen took. I just had to defend this pawn. Attack this pawn, sorry, not defend. But they've already got a protector here, a protector there, so the pawn is relatively safe. Knight's coming to g5. Yes, so I played h4 here. And this is the line that would destroy white now. So they play f3, g takes f3, knight takes f3, rook d h3. Sorry. Bishop takes f3 is probably what I'd play. I wouldn't have done the compensation, the alternatives to attack a rook, because they've got a check here. And they've got a check there. Okay, knight takes h2. Rook takes d2. Or rook takes f2. King takes f2. Queen f6 check. And it's pretty much game over for white. So, excuse me, sorry. So, instead of bishop a3, we take, and then rook takes f3. This is just the other line. Knight e4. Bishop takes e4. Rook d8 check. Rook takes. Bishop takes e5. Rook d1 check. King e2. Rook takes f2. King takes f2. Rook takes h1. Yeah. So, all because I played h4 and they missed f3. And it's like, okay, I've just had a knight for free again. So we were two pieces up, two pieces up, and 3, 4, 5. We were equal on pawns, so we were plus 6.2. So all I anticipate now was they wanted to double up their rooks, try and get some kind of attack. And it was, okay, snap the bishop off, simplify everything down. I'm not sure why the queen come here, because we've got a rook and a queen defending the rook. And if they want to take the h4 pawn, we'd simply take here. We have an extra pawn for free. That's fine. That's fine. We check. And as soon as I saw this, it's like, okay, check the king. Okay, you're going to block. That's not a problem. Queen, I would have just done this, to be fair, and built up that way. So they had queen e6, mate in 7, is it? Okay, I wouldn't have probably seen that under the circumstances. Okay, takes, h5. Yeah, either way, it was a comfortable win. How did it go? Hang on. Oh, they resigned there. They did resign. They resigned after that, didn't they? Yeah. So, yeah, that was day 17, everybody. Review of day 17. We had 9 ELO points, so 1627 on 1626. That A1K ZZI 141972 A1 AK for short was rated 1662. So we're slowly hovering around that 16 to 1700. Not too far, 300 points. Who knows? Let's see what we can do before Christmas. Alright guys, Rooks and Hooks chess channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow, share. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Alright guys, thank you very much and come on down.